This is Mazda Connect in the 2019 Mazda 3 hatchback. I'm Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. I want to walk you through what you get with this infotainment system. This is a new look for the Mazda Connect system. We have a nice wider screen and it really integrates into the dash really well in the Mazda 3. We have entertainment. And from here we can access a variety of entertainment options, and at any time you can press the control button and it's going to pull up a menu where we can access a variety of other options. Here we can see our source list. We have AM, FM, Sirius, Pandora, which is built in. We also have Bluetooth, and we have 2 USB connections that we can use. You can go into your audio settings and change bass, treble. You can change the listening position to the driver's seat if you want the speakers to be focused on just the driver for a more optimized audio experience. There's also fader, balance. We can change the Bose stereo mode depending on what you're looking for. We also can adjust the center point. With Autopilot, the car will automatically adjust the music basically to help keep road noise at bay and so that you can always hear what's going on with your music. Now, one interesting feature that you do get with this vehicle is the ability to essentially pause Sirius XM. So if I push in on the volume knob, normally we would think that that would just mute, but you'll see that there is a pause icon that shows up on the screen right here, and that's going to pause this, and then we can resume that when we're ready to listen to our music again. This system supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I have an iPhone plugged in right now. This is Apple CarPlay. It's a standard feature in the Mazda 3. You control it using a small jog dial, and it's going to allow you to open up and use a variety of apps such as Google Maps. You plug your iPhone in and you're going to access to your phone, your messages, as well as all of your music and entertainment options. Here I am going to open up Waze, and now I can change my options here. I can use the microphone in the upper right hand corner, and I'm going to be able to get directions that way. This is not a touchscreen, but it still works really well with Apple CarPlay. Another option, you can set an alert for an artist, a song, or both. And if you do this, you'll get an alert when one of these pops up. You can save up to 50 of these in the system, and you'll get a nice little message on the screen so that you know that one of your favorite songs is playing on Sirius. As we go down into the communication options, you'll see that I have my phone paired. It's an iPhone, and with this we can see battery life and signal strength. You can set favorites to quickly call. You can view your call history from the screen, and you can also go into contacts, pull up a dial pad if you want to dial by number in an almost rotary phone style fashion. On some phones you'll be able to respond to text messages through this system, but it does not work on the iPhone. If I go into communication settings, you can see some of the different options I have, including adding a device, editing a device, as well as changing the options that we have for notifications and synchronization settings. You can also change the ringer. So if you want a different ringtone, you can set the ringer to choose a vehicle ringtone or to play your phone's ringtone. We also have an emergency assistance call option, which is currently set to on, so it will call if we need help. As we go into navigation, you can see that we have a very easy to see map. I really like this navigation system. Although I prefer to use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto apps for navigation, I do like how this navigation screen looks. There's a lot of information that's easy to see, and it looks nice. If we push the menu, you'll see that we can add a destination. We can search for different points of interest, as well as look at recent destinations. So if we go into gas stations, we'll be able to see a nearby gas station. And if we choose that, we can add it to favorites, or we can navigate here. And this is going to pull up our guidance and show us how to get there. We can change our map view from 3D to a 2D and up, or to a standard 2D view mode. So you can choose what you like. This 3D mode, I think, looks the best from what is available. You can change your navigation settings, including a split screen, which will show you information to the right if you prefer to have something on your map. So if we go back out, You'll see what this looks like here. We have our map to the left, and then we have our directions to the right. That's really handy, especially on longer trips. As we bounce back into settings, you'll see that we also can mute the guidance. So if you just want to see the directions, you don't want it interrupting your music, you can go ahead and turn that on. It's pretty handy. As we go into our vehicle settings, we can change some of our options, including our in-vehicle settings. So we have an active driving display. That's basically a heads-up display that shows up on the windshield for the driver. You can adjust the height, brightness, tilt, and you can even change some of the content that you see there. I really like it. It's really handy. I can see it with polarized sunglasses on, and it shows me information that's useful while I'm driving. The center display is the one you're looking at. You can turn it off. We have day and night mode, which is currently set to automatic. So at night, it's going to switch to a much dimmer, as you can see there, and it's a lot easier on the eyes. You can change brightness, contrast. You can also show drive results when you turn the car off if you want. You can change the home screen clock from digital to analog if you prefer to see an analog clock. There is an ambient display option. You can choose if you want to see the clock or if you would prefer it to be blank. And we can reset to factory settings for that display. The instrument cluster has a digital center area, so you can change what you want to see there and how you would like information to be displayed. If you'd like it to show up in this little style here, or if you would prefer to see it just with numbers, and you can even turn it off if you prefer. We have essentially the same sound settings for audio that we'd looked at already, and then we can adjust the notification sounds from low to moderate or to high. Safety settings let you configure some of the different options in the vehicle. We can turn radar cruise control on or off. I really like radar cruise control. It keeps me a set distance from the car in front of me, and this vehicle has auto start stop, which is really handy. We can set a speed limit alert. This is really handy if you're going to hand this car off to a younger driver. You can turn on a driver attention alert, and basically if the vehicle thinks that you're fatigued, it's going to send you an alert. For safety alerts, you can customize your options. We have a rear cross traffic alert, so if you're backing up, you're going to get a notification. If the vehicle senses that you're leaving your lane, you'll get some type of alert. This can be audible, it can be a steering wheel, or an audible plus steering wheel vibration. Blind spot monitoring is set up, so right now we have it for visual and audible. This doesn't mean you're going to get an alert every time someone goes into a blind spot. It just means that if you put your turn signal on while someone is in your blind spot, you're going to get both a visual and an audible alert. For active safety, you can turn on a lane keep assist system, and this will basically help with a little bit of steering guidance to keep you in your lane. Collision avoidance uses the smart brake settings to try and avoid a collision by applying the brakes. There's also an option to get an alert if you are using both pedals at the same time. So if you have your foot on both the brake and the gas, you can get an alert if you want that option. Vehicle settings allow us to change how the car reacts. So you can change when the automatic locks lock. This is handy if you want control over the automatic door locks. Relock wait time, you can change how long it will take the doors to relock if no one opens a door. You can change the keyless unlock mode. This is really handy. I like this because I can change it to once for all doors, because personally I always want all the doors to unlock, because usually I'm putting something in one of them or someone is joining me in the vehicle. But if you only want the driver's door to unlock, you can quickly do that with this option. We have some options for exterior lighting. We have sensitivity options for the automatic headlights, automatic headlight timeouts. High beam control system is essentially automatic brights. It'll turn those on while you're driving if it senses that you need them, and if it senses traffic, it'll turn them off. There's adaptive front lighting system, which is going to change where the light intensity is while you're driving based on your driving conditions. The coming home light and the leaving home light basically allow you to adjust how long the headlights are on when you turn the car off or when you unlock the car with the key fob. You can change how long you want the interior lights to stay on, from 7.5 seconds up to a minute. You can turn rain sensing wipers on and off. You can adjust turn signal options. You can choose to use a 3-flash turn signal, and you can change the turn signal indicator volume. You can change the rear window defogger to automatically shut off after a set duration. And here's a really nice option. You can link the seat and the climate control features. If it is trying to cool everything, my heated seat is off. if I am trying to heat the car up, my heated seat is going to automatically turn on. We can go to our main information screen, and this is where we can see a little bit about the car. We have a fuel efficiency monitor, which gives us a history of our fuel efficiency, including the current drive, very short to get to this location. The energy flow monitor also gives us some insight into what's going on with the engine. Sirius XM Travel Link allows you to check a variety of information as long as your Sirius Travel Link subscription is up to date. You can also check the vehicle status, which will show you some maintenance information. Finally, you can even access your owner's manual directly from this, and you can get into specific items, including if you're seeing check engine alerts or if there's some trouble. And you can go right into this interior feature search, which allows you to easily see what different things in the car do and where you can find different controls. It's a really nice way to quickly understand what's in your new car.